Paren, esperen ahí. Why can't you assholes be on time for once, eh? Arms out, let's go. Okay, wait over there. They will bring it soon. Go on.
Once you leave the airstrip, do not let the guards get a good look at you. The disguise is not perfect. They see you clearly while you're in the wrong place. They will put two and two together and make bullets, yes?
¿Cuál es tu problema, señor? Te voy a comer vivo. No me importa. Again.
Say drastic. I'm talking about a drastic turn. Game against Texas A&M, he had almost 300 rushing yards. What's crazy about it is back then, there were people saying that Darius Guice wasn't too far behind Leonard Fournette. If you remember how unreal Leonard Fournette was at LSU, You know how crazy of a comparison that is. That's some high praise, but here's the thing. I don't think it's that absurd because Darius Geis was a baller. Here's where things get interesting in our story. Darius Geis, similar to Leonard Fournette, was supposed to be a first-round pick in the NFL draft. But Geis wound up falling far in the draft due to some I'm talking about major character concerns. Eventually down the road, these concerns were validated, with him making some, what I'm going to label as, bizarre and just outright strange decisions. Let's just say things went.
Do not assume access point to the network will be the same this time. Signal box may have moved. Check high, check low.
Prediction mark in the U.S., and they allow users to trade event contracts peer-to-peer. Kalshi is available all across the country, including California and Texas. But listen to this. They're doing a special for the Super Bowl that's up and coming. If you download Kalshi and use our promo code MattBeGreat, you get $10 when you trade $10. It just doesn't get too much better than that if you got to ask me. If you put $10 on New England since they are the underdogs, if you're right, you win 28. They also got new combos you can do, the spread, the over and under, you name it, they got it. I'd say the coolest thing about it is it's very similar to a stock market. You can jump in or out of your position at any time you want to lock in a profit or cut a loss. I could go on and on. Y'all know we love Kalshi over here. Yet again, big shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Use the promo code, download the app to get you an extra 10 doubloons. Link to Kalshi will be in the description. Without further ado, let's get into the video. This video was requested by a bunch of you guys on our recent story video, and like I always say, leave some recommendations down below, and who knows, we might make a video on that said player. But I'm showing you the comment from Miss, hope I'm saying this correctly, Elnora? I think that's how you say it, Kelly. If I'm saying that wrong, I do apologize, Miss Kelly, but I also got to throw this in there. Shout out to the female viewers. It's not every day that I read off comments from ladies on our channel. It's not a bad thing. It just doesn't happen a lot. And when I see it, I greatly appreciate it. Glad to see there's some women out there that share the same interests as us men because, I mean, most of our viewers, come on now. They're
Remember, the guards think you are nothing but filthy smuggler. You break the rules too many times, they break you one time, with no need to do it again. Check the vault. Basement level.
One man was walking away victorious. And more often than not, that man was MJ. So I'm going to show you a collection of 15 NBA legends who were terrified of Michael Jordan, starting with Dominic Wilkins, also known as the human highlight film. Even Wilkins himself admitted that Jordan had an intimidation factor that couldn't be ignored.
If you ain't ever faced him, you don't understand. If you ain't ever faced Mike, you can't make that comment. Yeah. Man, I played against some of the most hard-nosed, talented players that ever played this game. He was a phenomenon. And he had attitude with it. I mean, he was, when you played against Mike, his eyes were bloodshot red every game. Like he was possessed. I used to say to myself, oh, I got to go work tonight. Jesus is coming. you know, and so he and I, we had so much respect. But I'm going to tell you when I knew how good he was. When we was in college, I was a junior, he was a freshman. We played in Carolina. And the first time James Worthy and I had a chance to play against one another since high school. But in high school, we came out the same area. but never played against each other. So that Carolina game we played, we going back and forth. So the first play of the game, I went up and I caught, Worthy's finger roll. And I wanted to, set the tone. I threw it like 6-row in the stand, let's go. We're going to go. We're going to go. And the game was back and forth. The whole game was close. Worthy was having a hell of a game. I was having a hell of a game. In the last 2 minutes of the game, a young kid named Michael Jordan took over by himself. Freshman. Because like I said, if you haven't played against Mike, you have no clue. You have no clue how good he is.
Kevin Garnett was among the most fearless, trash-talking players the NBA has ever seen. He built his legacy on intensity, never backing down from anyone. But even KG, one of the most intimidating players in NBA history, felt the presence of Michael Jordan in a way that shook him. For Garnett, it wasn't just about a single game or moment. It was the aura that Jordan carried with him every time he stepped on the court. Here's a clip of KG himself sharing that experience and explaining why Michael Jordan was still terrifying even in his later years.
Yeah, I just when you stepped on that court with MJ, did he have a glow? I swear to God, he had the orange joint. Hey, listen, I'm not even laughing. No, look, I had a chance. You ever look into the sun? I want to don't do this, but look into the sun, and if you look into the sun and look back at something, you're going to see like a green, right? Man, listen, if from North Carolina, to hear that, Jordan, you going to see that? No, listen, I'm in Chicago, I hear it. The nigga walk out here, I swear to God, it seems like everything is up. This nigga is moving like in slow motion. Every motherfucker in here looking at him. And he right. I already know. Mike was both times. And you still talking that. Yeah, I'm still talking that shit. Still and just health with him. And I had to guard them. Gave us 40. Man, I got like 38 of that too. He was two dribbling. I ain't played the three in a minute. Flip like, nah, you the only one that can guard. I'm like, we got two guards on here. Wait, all two skate. No, you're gonna go. I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't tripping. Let's get it. So Hope. Damn. What up, Hope? What up, Hope? Watch out. Hope. They wasn't even in no triangle. He started making up the triangle as he was doing that. Set it right here. No, watch out. What up, Hope? Man, what? That motherfucker took that. He came out one time, shot that motherfucker so high. I jumped, and I was just like, oh, I can't even. Oh, man.
Alonzo Mourning was among the toughest, most physical big men of the 90s. A 6'10 enforcer known for his shot blocking and rebounding. Mourning didn't fear much, but MJ made sure to give Alonzo Mourning one of the most demoralizing welcome to the end.
Opioid addiction doesn't have one face or one story, but there's always that moment when you feel sick, when you
many moments of all time.
What do you think was your welcome to the NBA moment?
MJ.
Pippen gets it to Jordan. Michael shoots.
Hey, we just gonna say we gonna start calling them initials. Initials.
Yeah.
MJ did it.
When he dunked on me. He dunked on me, screamed, he flexed and screamed. I was like, man,
I
I
remember that.
blocked a bunch of shots. He came on. It was like, the roar after he dunked on me, man. I was like, okay. Yeah.
At home or in Chicago?
I was at home. He got me good. Yeah. No, I'm blaming King McGill for that. Yeah, King McGill was always talking shit to Mike. And I'm like, Mike, yo, he gonna blow past you. He coming at me. Yeah, he coming at me.
¡Pinche mamavergas! ¡Hijo de tu puta madre, piece of shit! ¡No me matas, por favor! Oh, shit, man! Oh.
guess based on the lack of shooting and shouting, they are not home. Perhaps they are doing jobs sooner than expected. Is there anything there that can help us find where is their target? Blueprints, schematics, anything for me to cross-reference. Send me a photograph. That should work. Okay, give me a second. Got them. Sending you coordinates now.
It also gave me confidence because he was killing us. He was
regular season average against the Pistons was 37.5.
Good grief.
And then some nights he would get hot, cute.
Steve Nash, one of my favorite point guards of all time. He was one of the craftiest, smartest, and most skilled point guards in NBA history. Known for his elite court vision and ability to control the pace of the game, Nash has spoken about how MJ's presence alone was different from any other superstar. It wasn't just about Jordan's skill and scoring ability. It was the way he carried himself, the way he dominated not just with his game, but with his mentality. The moment you step on the court against Jordan, you can feel that you're in the presence of someone greater. Here's Steve Nash himself explain just how intimidating it was to step onto the court with Michael Jordan.
MJ was must-see TV. Like, anytime he was on TV, like, it was must-see. And
WGN.
Yeah, I mean, he just had this charisma on top of all the gifts and skills and mentally, how great he is. I mean, playing against him, the one thing that I think that he was unlike any other player I've ever played against is that there was a real fear playing against him. Like people, I've never seen like the league be kind of fearful of a player or have that much reverence for a player. No matter who has come since then, that was a different feeling when you're playing Mike, because you just knew, like there was such a seriousness and competitiveness and fire in him, and there was a fear with how that was going to manifest itself potentially on any given night. So he was. I mean, where do you want to start and where do you want to finish with him? He was everything.
Dennis Rodman was one of the most fearless, toughest, and most relentless players in NBA history. Known for his elite defense, unmatched rebounding, and the physical, no-nonsense play style, he thrived on getting to opponents' heads and never backing down from a challenge. But when it came to Michael Jordan, even Rodman has to prepare himself for a nightmare matchup. Rodman knew that going up against MJ meant constant battles, exhausting mind games, and a war for every possession. He respected Jordan not just for his skill, but for his unbreakable mentality. And now you're going to hear firsthand just how much Rodman respected and feared the challenge of facing Michael Jordan.
It's hard to keep that guy under 30 points. It was hard, but he was that good, man.
You guys had what they called the Jordan rules.
Jordan, we came up with that saying with Jordan because this is what Chuck was saying. If Michael goes to the basket, put his ass on the ground. Put his ass, because when still there, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him. I mean, every time he went to the basket, we hit him. And stuff like that. And I said, I give that guy a lot of credit, man. I mean, like these players said, they don't really respect how tough it was to play in that era. You know how tough it is when you have to go to the basket, get your teeth knocked out, go to the basket, get your head knocked off, and go to the basket and be thrown on the ground.
Yo! Yeah. Yeah. Suck it up and throw it in. Oh, boy, my body hurts. Roll it up. All right, thank you. Thank you. Oh.
And like I literally seen his arm. It looked like he was glowing.
Was y'all at the All-Star game where they honored us with the top 75? No. Okay. Just me being there. Like this is the greatest feeling that I had when I was there in the room. When you got the older legendary guys, they want to meet you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they want to meet you out, and then you're talking about it's an honor and this, that, and the third to meet you, and they saying the same thing to you, man. I always wanted to meet you, and and that it was flattering. Yes, it was. To be in a room where you with the best, the cream of the crop, But I remember, man, and I'll never forget it. He showed up to the joint. And I just remember the reaction from everybody else. All the other, 74. You know what I mean? All the other 74. And I remember the reaction from them. You know what I mean? Like, I was looking at it like, yo, this man is the man, for real, man. I'm still the same guy, 49 years old. If I was to see him today, like, I would still be nervous. I would still not know what to say. I would still stutter. I would still, just like that 8-year-old kid that fell in love with him. He's just different than everybody else, that I've ever seen in my life. And I know it's going to always be like that.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and tell me who your favorite legend story on this list was. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and until next time.
Back when you face the next guy.
Introduce the new Infinity.
It was like Magic and Mike in one to me. My favorite. That was my MJ.
Yeah, Penny was a father.
And I was like,
He the real deal.
All the talent that Shaq and Penny had. I was more devastated because I knew what I lost.
that's something I always think about. Like, if I would have did it different.
How do you stop that? Out the run, Owens gets back. Stones ball. The Magic have a break. Here's Hardaway.
When you talk about special duos in NBA history, you can't leave out Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was a true force of nature. 7 feet tall, 300 pounds of raw power when he was with the Magic, and every time he touched the ball near the rim, it felt like the backboard itself was in danger. And right beside him was Penny. Smooth, tall for a guard, with the kind of handle, vision, and flair that felt years ahead of his time. Penny wasn't just feeding Shaq the ball, he was adding his own artistry to the game. The two of them flowed up and down the court with a rhythm almost no duo in history could match. Shaq dominated the paint, pounding defenders into submission. Penny sliced through defenses with style, pulling up, dishing dimes, finishing at the rim. Watching them was like unlocking a cheat code. Orlando didn't just have a team anymore. They had a show. Together, they weren't just winning games. They were changing the atmosphere. In just a few short years, they carried the Magic all the way to the NBA Finals. What made them so special wasn't only their talent, but the way their games meshed so perfectly. Shaq was the power, Penny was the finesse. In the mid-90s, they weren't just stars. They felt like the future of the league. And even though injuries and circumstances kept us from seeing how far they could have really gone, that short run was unforgettable. So I'm going to show you NBA legends and players explaining how special Shaq and Penny really were.
When Shaq came into the league, he had such a great passion and enthusiasm for the game. With his size and strength and mobility, it was something we really hadn't seen.
O'Neal runs the floor.
He's huge, he's menacing. He really just attacked the rim.
It's a match.
I'm not sure. I don't know if the league really knew what they were getting when they got Penny.
100 pounds from Memphis.
He was something new.
New perspective, right? It was just like the league was turning. And then Penny came, he was almost like, he was like a phenomenon. Smooth, flair, flash. Little Penny in the shoes. Yeah, gotta have a whole swag. Everything was just a fresh new approach. It was different than Jordan.
We've never really seen anyone else with his height handle the ball, fake point guard, be that quick. Well, if you're a basketball fan and y'all know who Penny Hardaway is, I won't waste my breath telling you because you're not a basketball fan.
Pure Hooper, Penny Hardaway.
Pure Hooper?
Just Hooper.
I think Penny the smart
Orlando Penny. Like, without that, if you just strip everybody the accolades and you just watch their game, He wanted to code his head.
Okay, that's what. Okay, if that's the case, shit.
Penny Hardaway.
Shit.
He got everything. He was like Magic and Mike in one to me.
Penny was my MJ. You know what I'm saying? That Penny in his prime years, I don't even know if he really reached his prime years. You know, his earlier years, he was so dominant. He was so good, bro. Like, so good.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy. How they fit in right away as soon as he got in.
Wow. Like, he was
He's
like,
all-star right away.
he was like, wow.
Yeah.
Smooth, cerebral. You know what I'm saying? Just, he had it all, bro. Can facilitate. Ooh. So
And it looked good.
It looks so
That didn't look too
I
sweet.
just look scared, man. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like, damn, dog, portrait in motion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was my favorite. That was my MJ. That was my Michael Jordan, bro, growing up. Because you got to think, he played for the Magic. I grew up 30 miles right down the street, so I watched him every single day. And, bro, Penny was the truth, bro.
Hell yeah. People don't forget. They forget how Penny would have been one of the greatest players, hands down, if had it not been injury.
Yes, sir.
Penny was a killer.
That was my dude, man. Footwork, you know, passing ability. He was cold, man. It was the truth.
You know, when I was like 19 years old. Fan of Michael Jordan, Anthony Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill. You know, those guys. I was just a fan. Then when I started playing the game, I actually started studying what those guys were doing before, what teams were doing, how teams were guarding, how coaches were coaching, you know, subbing patterns, you know, time of possession.
Penny was a problem. One of the first 6'9", 6'8" point guards we've seen. You know, he was a problem.
2 pizzas and 2 sides for just $19.99? Domino's Perfect Combos got you covered.
I didn't even think I was at risk of shingles. I was wrong. Talk to your doctor today.
I think they put a little Penny in there.
Man, Shaq came out like, God, I got ice on my knee. He did some move, bro. It felt like I was just in a car accident. Bro.
I mean, damn, he was pulling down the backboard.
I want to ask about your first impression of Shaq on the court.
It's scary.
Give me your best. Let me see your best.
The acting career didn't begin in Hollywood, and neither did the superstar. Before Shaq started talking to the world, he was topping off at Cole High School in San Antonio. What's been the secret to Cole's success this year?
Secret is me.
When Shaquille O'Neal first came into the NBA, it didn't feel like a normal rookie arrival. It felt like the league had just been introduced to something it wasn't prepared for. Players say you didn't even need a scouting report. One look at him was enough. 7'1", nearly 300 pounds, moving like a guard and jumping like a power forward. Veterans have talked about seeing Shaq for the first time and thinking there was no way someone that big should be able to move that fast. And then the game started, and reality set in. Shaq wasn't just big, he was violent in the paint from day one. He didn't slowly grow into dominance, he arrived dominant. He was dunking through double teams, breaking backboards, and turning established centers into helpless bystanders. Guys who had spent years protecting the rim suddenly found themselves just trying to survive possessions. The scary part wasn't only the strength, it was the confidence. Shaq couldn't be stopped. You could foul him, double him, even triple him, and it didn't matter. If he caught the ball deep, the possession was already over. NBA legends have said the first time they faced Shaq, it didn't just feel difficult. It felt unfair, like the rules of the game had not caught up yet. It was as if the league had allowed something through that wasn't supposed to exist. Long before the championships, long before the MVPs, and long before the Lakers dynasty, players already knew what was coming. When they talk about seeing Shaq for the first time, there's always a pause, followed by the same realization. They had never seen anything like him before, and they probably never would again. Now I'm going to show you a list of NBA legends and players who have actually shared what it was like seeing Shaq for the very first time.
In 1989, 1990, I had a show in Indianapolis called The Rich Miller Show. You shouldn't have. I just so happened to be interviewing Larry Bird. I was talking about Magic and Michael, Isaiah Thomas, all the guys that we were currently going against. It's like, I'm just telling you, young kid. I've never seen anything like it before. LSU, those by the name of Shaquille O'Neal. He's going to be the next big superstar.
I think the best player in the world right now is probably Shaquille O'Neal. Once he gets the league gets established, he's going to be the same type of player. He's right up to the basketball right now.
Hey, like the first time I met Shaquille O'Neal was 1990, Georgia Tech playing against LSU. And I said, what is this? 7'1", 288 pounds, running the floor like a man.
Shaq, you know, in college, and then hearing about him coming into the NBA, you know, it was really like for us the second coming of Wilt Chamberlain. His power was just unmatched. I mean, damn, he was pulling down the backboard.
I didn't know what to expect. I knew that he was forced to reckon with. I knew that he was very agile and quick on his feet, but I didn't know how he was going to put it together.
Cycling unchallenged on that rebound. Shaquille.
One of those generational kind of players, so you knew right away that this guy's, you know, the potential is limitless.
The league is in trouble. He put the league on notice. You know, he came out with tremendous energy, played with such force. You just knew he was going to be special.
Anderson spins, fires, off the glass, won't go. O'Neal's.
He had a chip on his shoulder from the get-go. And I think he wanted to prove himself. At the time, there was Patrick Ewing. There was Rick Smith. There was Hakeem Olajuwon. There was David Robinson. He wanted to come in and show, arguably, why he was the best.
He wasn't intimidated by any great respect for the game, for other players. Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls, you know, were the standard bearers, but not afraid to drop Michael on his backside.
Like he broke the hydraulics. Broken the rim, said, whoa. Like it went down and came back up and went back down again. I was like, is he that strong?
I remember the first time I got to play against him. Wilt Chamberlain was there. Will tossed the ball up. I think he had a great game against us that night. I think I got in foul trouble. Herb Williams, Charles Oakley all had to chip in, and even Anthony Mason to play him. But that's just how big and dominant he was.
That's the sound of an American oil company, hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello. He threw everything at him but the kitchen sink.
I remember just teasing Patrick, myself, and John. We were teasing about going up against Shaq.
You know, I played against Patrick Ewing, who was great. David Robinson was great. Same thing with Hakeem Olajuwon. I played against and with Hakeem Olajuwon, but he was not the physically imposing person that Shaq is.
Sky is the limit to his potential. I mean, he's an excellent player. He's a true big man.
He wanted to see us compete against one another because we were 1 and 2. It was worth the price of admission when we played.
First person, like when you got to the league, that bust your ass. Like the first person, like, yeah, this the highest level.
Ooh, Shaq, bro. Like, we had Shaq when he was in L.A., him and Kobe, bro. In the midst of the three-point. What? Yeah. What? And I remember he did some move, bro. I feel like I was just in a car accident. Bro. I was just along for the ride, bro. I was just along for the ride, bro. It was after UC, bro, and my parents came. Yeah, bro. 300 pounds yourself, though. Like, he's an accident. That was an accident, bro. That was the biggest human I ever seen. Ever, bro. He was moving. He was in shit. So bro, he hit me with one move, bro. Like, hit me all in my face and shit. And after that, he was like, man, my bad, you okay? I'm like, man, that's cool. He was like, yeah, I met your parents before the game. It's in the game. He told me, like, I met your parents before the game. Now, I like you. I used to watch your show in high school. I'm gonna chill. And then after that, it was cool. He was like, when Brad Miller come out, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Oh, we was playing against Orlando, and Shaq, I was playing with Houston. Shaq was like, goddamn, he was like, you know, I think something happened, and we got into it. I don't know why my last fucking Shaq. You know, Shaq gonna throw my ass all over the gym if he wanted to. But we got into it, and then Shaq, he said something, and I was like, oh, hey, big fella, what you said to me, motherfucker? And he said some shit like, oh, nigga, I knock your ass out. I said, oh, you gonna put your hands? I said, all right, after the game, I'll tell you what, I got you. After the game, I got you. You big motherfucker, you ain't never put your hands on me. So after the game, I had that tool. I was walking right outside that locker room with that goddamn tool. I had that tool walking around outside that locker room. They talking about, Matt, go ahead with all that bullshit now. Go on now, that man ain't, go on, get on out of here now. Because I had that motherfucker in my hand. I was ready. But Shaq, you know, I love you, though. You know, I will. That's
Oh shit, that's old shit, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq, that's old shit.
Seen Shaq first time, dog. You ain't never seen Shaq first time. First time, like seeing the
shit.
A-movie starstruck. Man, Shaq came out like, God, I kept looking up. Meanwhile, I'm 7 foot, y'all. I was like, God damn,
And
Shaq
like this.
Shaq, what's up, big fella? You know, he talk real fast and it's that country fella. What's up, big fella? You know, your mama good, everybody good, everybody good. He always gives that little quick hand. You good, you good. But Diesel's good people, man.
Yeah, what was your first impression of Shaquille O'Neal?
Wow, that's almost like a rhino on the court to play against. A couple of years ago I went to Africa to see a real rhino. There's not much of a difference.
I want to ask about your first impression of Shaq on the court.
It's scary. This is the dude, though. You know what I mean? Even though you got that mentality, you know, this is that one that you really admire and respect as dominant on both ends of the court. And I used to brag to my friends a lot and say, you know, like after we played the Lakers, you know, I get to the crib and be like, yo, you see how I laid Shaq? You know what I mean? Like, you see Shaq try to get that, and I put that thing and how I brought the glass on. You know what I mean? And that gave me added confidence to myself, to whereas I felt like if I could score over Shaq, I could score over anybody. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to be little Shaq on the basketball court.
I caught 05 Shaq. I didn't catch Shaq. I caught 01 Shaq, bro. I caught 05 Shaq. And like you look at video and you're like, damn, he's so big. As a human being, he's not supposed to move like that. I was playing in New York, right? We're up. I know he probably went out the night before, so I'm like, I'm not gonna say shit. Right? I'm gonna just let this game go by. Third quarter comes and he's doing okay. They're down 6. He looks at me, it's like, okay, good game, Lil Bry. We gotta win this now. Just
Lil Bry.
And it basically fucks me up for the whole quarter. There's no fouling. There's no, like, imagine trying to foul a tree moving like a cat. And just,
all right, you got to stop buying generic Viagra if y'all over 40. You can get 9 pills of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just 7.
Dunk after hook shot after dunk. It's just impossible to move a human that big and that mean.
Shaq outweighed me by at least 90, 95 pounds. So for me, yeah, I don't mind. I'll bang with you a little bit. I'll bang with the big fella a little bit. But damn, the first time I actually banged with him on down low on offense and defense, I'm sitting in my locker room, right? Sitting in my locker. I got ice on my knee, ice on both my ankles, and I'm just sitting there like this.
You're welcome to the league moment. You're like, oh crap, I'm in the NBA now. I gotta shape it up.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, every NBA player has a lot of those because you're going against the best in the world every night. My moment was actually guarding Shaq in practice, and after guarding him for one day, my back was completely out of joint. Gary Beatty, the head Lakers trainer, and he said, I could barely walk. I could not move. And Gary Beatty said, hey, don't feel bad. I've seen Shaquille do this to dozens and dozens of players. I mean, I could not walk for about 2 weeks. That's how bad it was.
I remember I was holding both arms, like I grabbed one whole arm, because he did. I tried to take the charge, like I'm trying to take the charge, but he ain't run, so now I got to play defense. Yes. I'm just holding one whole muscle, right? The ref ain't calling, like, ref, call it, shit, call it, like, call this, I'm call it. Like, Shaq and that motherfucker, like, this shit's over, man, goddamn.
When Shaq came into the league, he had such a great passion and enthusiasm for the game. With his size and strength and mobility, it was something we really hadn't seen.
He really just took the league by storm. But he did it in Shaquille O'Neal style. He was just as big off the court as he was on the court. And when he went from Orlando to the Lakers, LA just loved him. There'll never be anybody like Shaquille O'Neal, ever. It won't even be close.
Center though, mine was Brandon Pettit. This year it's going to be Shaq. How does that make you feel?
Well, I don't know. See, Brennan was a lot stronger. He had a lot more post moves. But now I'm really excited to be playing with Shaquille O'Neal. That's a very big step up from any center that anyone had.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And tell me which NBA legend or player had the best story here. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. And until next time. When it came to Michael Jordan, nobody was safe. Rookie, veteran, all-star, even Hall of Famer, it didn't matter. If you step on the court with him, you were stepping into his world. Jordan had a way of taking the smallest light and turning it into fire. A rookie with too much confidence, he will torch him just to show how far he had to go. An all-star trying to test him, Jordan will put on a performance that left no doubt who wore the crown. And even the Hall of Famers, guys with their own legacies, found themselves humbled the moment they went toe-to-toe with number 23. He didn't just beat you, he dissected you. Every possession was a lesson. One look, one smirk, and suddenly the game wasn't about basketball anymore. It was about survival. Talking trash to him wasn't a strategy. It was suicide. Because the second you gave him fuel, he burned your whole night down. That's why the stories never die. 10 players, 10 different moments, but every single one ended the same way, with Michael Jordan reminding them and the world who the best really was.
Welcome to my home. Come on in. I would not be living in this home if it weren't for DoorDash. I started dashing in the evenings.
I think he gave me 40.
Oh, this muscle here, the one between his ears.
I'm like, oh my God, he's outing me at my home. There's only one man who can guard it, and that's all.
He was evil.
When Larry Bird caught the basketball, we were most afraid of him.
Larry Bird was impossible to stop because he mastered the game at a level few have ever even approached. Think about it. How do you guard someone who sees the play before you even know it's happening? Bird's basketball IQ was off the charts. He controlled the tempo, dictated the rhythm, and every defender was forced to play on his terms. You couldn't rush him, you couldn't slow him down. He was always in control. But here's the part that made him truly unstoppable. His mentality. Larry Bird didn't just want to beat you. He wanted to break you. He talked trash with unmatched confidence. He would tell you exactly what he was about to do and then go out there and do it. And the crazy thing is, you knew it was coming and you still couldn't stop it. That's what made Larry Bird impossible to stop. And don't just take my word for it. Today, you're going to hear from the people who knew it the best. I've got 12 NBA legends right here breaking down exactly why Larry Bird was truly unstoppable. So starting off, we have Mitch Richmond. Now, Mitch doesn't always get the spotlight he deserves, but make no mistake, this guy was one of the most lethal scorers of the 90s. A 6-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, and eventually a Hall of Famer. Richmond was part of that legendary Run TMC trio with Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin. And night after night, he had to face the best wings in basketball. Drexler, Pippen, you name it. What made Richmond special was his strength, his footwork, and that smooth jumper that seemed automatic. He was known as a tough defender too, never backing down from a challenge. So when someone with that kind of resume, someone who spent his career battling legends, says Larry Bird was on another level, you know it's the truth.
Backing it up. So really, he wasn't shit talking. He was just telling you what
he was a quiet shit talker.
Yeah, yeah.
He would like go by and say, I'm going to hit this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he wasn't loud with it. Like, you know, like I remember we were playing and Tom Tolbert was playing Larry and guarding him pretty well. And it was on Christmas Day, I think it was, or somewhere around there. And Larry picked up the ball and he couldn't find no one. And Tolbert was all over it. You know, he couldn't find it. He just turned around and launched it. And Tolbert said, "Oh, that's awful." He said, "Awful good." He said, "Awful good." I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, man, he was a tough cookie. He was great.
Next up is Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film. One of the most electrifying players the game has ever seen. Dominique was pure athleticism, power, and scoring ability, a 9-time All-Star, and a scoring champion. He could drop 40 or 50 on any given night and make it look effortless. Listen to what he has to say on why Larry Bird was impossible to stop. It's probably my favorite clip in this video.
What they were great at is slowing the game down, making you play at their pace. And having one of the greatest players to ever lace a pair of shoes up in Larry Bird.
Yeah.
In a half-court situation, he was evil. I mean, you couldn't beat him in a half-court. And then you add Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson. Then you come off the bench with Walton, Scott Wedman, Reggie Lewis. They had so many guys. They were deep. They were a deep team, but they played that bump and grind type of basketball.
Right.
There was nothing up-tempo about them, but they would make you play at their pace.
Bernard King, one of the most unstoppable scorers of the 80s. With his mid-range jumper, post-game, and pure scoring ability, King could light up any defender. But even he recognized that Bird's all-around skill set, shooting, passing, rebounding, made him a complete offensive weapon. Coming from Bernard King, that's the ultimate compliment.
Well, Bird, I couldn't defend Bird at all. Obviously we're matched up. You're guarding me, and then I got to find Birds on the floor to switch over and defend him. And Bird was the toughest player I've ever had to face. The guy is 6'10", I'm 6'7". He can pass over the top of me, put the ball on the floor. He's a great rebounder and obviously a great scorer. And so Bird, for me, was the toughest matchup I ever had during the course of my career.
Patrick Ewing, a Knicks legend and one of the most dominant big men of all time. As a rim protector and a defensive anchor, Ewing made his career shutting down scorers in the paint. But Bird's ability to stretch the floor and score from anywhere made him unguardable, even against giants. Ewing's respect proves Bird could break down any defense, no matter the size.
Like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, a lot of my friends was like that, So, I got to the league, I called all my friends back up. I said, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. He can, whatever you were saying, for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody.
Sean Kemp, better known as the Rain Man, lit up the 90s as one of the most exciting players in the game. Known for his high-flying dunks, raw power, and non-stop highlights, Kemp overwhelmed opponents with sheer force. But even he admitted that Larry Bird didn't need any of that to dominate. Bird's fundamentals made him a nightmare for anyone to face.
So I was before the game.
They say he's like a trash talker, tell you what he gonna do, and they can do it.
What year was this for you?
They said like he's trying to tell you what he gonna do, and actually do it and finish it. What he said. Like
that morning they came out with a USA Today article, and it said that Larry didn't have it no more. So he came out that night to make a statement, and I was just the prime candidate.
Yeah.
Before the game, he told me, he was like, he just shook his head at me. He said, "Man, it's gonna be a fucked up night for you." He gave me 40.
Nigga Bird.
Well, I haven't followed up, but I was on the fast. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. He was actually calling out bank shots. He would say, next time, bank shot left side. I'll fix you. Your dumb ass gonna go for it. He can tell you that. It happened. I said, first of all, I'm gonna be so close to you if you shoot the ball next time, I'm trying to rip your fucking out, man, for sure. What you think he did, man? Tom fake dog, and you go for that shit. He was, man, come on, man. Larry was, when I got his ass so tough.
That nigga Larry was like a sniper.
I got his ass so tough.
That nigga Larry was like a sniper out there, Jim.
He sent the little letter over there too. He was like, God, I don't watch the defense that hard on me. I appreciate you putting out. He was like, I got the All-Star game. Once you get All-Star game.
Yeah, everybody,
Now this one hits different. Robert Parrish, Bird's teammate, is a Hall of Fame center and a cornerstone of that legendary Celtics big three with Bird and Miguel. Parrish saw Larry every single day through practices.
Got Rain Man on that nigga. Rain Man, tell me all this shit. A lot of niggas used to Joel Irvis when he's one of them niggas. That John crazy. Ain't nothing like the old days. How niggas ball.
Good work. The compound is behind us, and they still have no idea what's hit them. We are almost home. Just get out of there. I had to relocate the sub while you were inside. Pinging you the new location now.
And lowers your A1C in just a few hours. 9 out of 10 Americans have type 2 diabetes, and less than 1% know why. Because the real cause isn't sugar or carbs. It's a 3-centimeter parasite that clings to your pancreas, feeding on your beta cells and your insulin. That's what causes
This time is the straw that breaks the camel's hump, I think.
But here's the good news. A 20-year Japanese university study discovered this parasite is actually extremely weak, and a quick 3-minute trick using just a handful of cinnamon can wipe it out almost instantly. Within just a few hours, your A1C levels drop dramatically, and within days, they stay currently below 4%. I'll show you exactly how to prepare this recipe in just 30 seconds. Simply click the button below to watch the free video while it's still available. Over 197,000 smart people around the world, all ages and conditions, are using this natural solution to finally take control of their blood sugar while still eating all their favorite foods guilt-free. I strongly encourage you to stop whatever you're doing right now. And
Watch how he comes up on the other side. Two-handed. Getting all the rebounds to Bird. Now he gets back to Bird. Inside. Pick and roll. What is that? That's it. Look. And so he did the jump ball circle. Larry up, through, Michelle, and Chambers, and they came back and told Chambers, I know you guarded me, and I want you to know something. There's only one man that can guard me, and that's God. Now think about that for a second. Think about the confidence and the arrogance it takes to make that statement. Think about that for a second.
Next, we got Michael Cooper, who was finally inducted into the Hall of Fame and was the Lakers' defensive specialist, known for locking down the best scorers of the 80s. Year after year, he earned all defensive team honors and built his reputation on shutting down legends. But Larry Bird was the exception. And even Cooper, one of the toughest perimeter defenders of his era, amidst Bird couldn't be stopped, that tells you everything you need to know.
But the one thing that I've always recognized about great offensive players is there are spots on the court that they shoot the ball well from. And George Gervin told me, he said, listen, if I get to my spot, ain't shit you can do with me. So, in thinking like that, my job was just to keep him off that spot. And Larry, that's what I tried to do with him. But, you know, people ask me all the time, who's the hardest player? And I always say him because I played against Michael Jordan, George Gervin, Andrew, Tony. And those guys, when they pass the ball, they have a tendency to take a break for a second. Larry's never going to take a break. Larry's going to go get an offensive rebound. He's going to go set a back kick. He's going to do something to impact that possession. So that's why.
James Worthy, Finals MVP and key member of the Showtime Lakers dynasty. Worthy's quickness, skill, and big game performances made him a Hall of Famer. He faced Bird and the Celtics multiple times in the finals, and he's going to share a story of how he was nothing to do to guard Larry Bird.
Larry just flat out score, give you doubles, he'll be talking shit.
That's all about that.
At the same time.
I got to follow up with that. Like, was Larry really telling you what he was about to do to you before you did? I've heard some people, but like, what type of trash talk was y'all did Larry Bird?
You know, with the Lakers, he wasn't at his top of his game, but like Atlanta and teams like that. But there were times where he would come out of a timeout. I remember this one time, you might have heard this before, but he did with a lot of people. Had to guard him. You know the player's coming, and he would tell you what's coming.
Tell you what?
You know, DJ Hammer, Robert's running. Kel's going to set a flash pick for Robert. Robert, that's going to free him up to come and set a pick for me. He says, if you trail, I'm going to trail to the lane. It's a little float. He said, if you fucking pop, he said, if you try to get over the top, he said, up to that corner, bust a jump on your fucking face. I'm like, fuck you. I'm all up on it.
You know, I got his shirt tail old, and you know, I'm like, you know where I'm from? I'm from Gastonia. He ain't sure enough, man. The ball comes in, DJ takes back the dribbles. I'm quick enough. I think I can get over the top. I get over the top. I get out there, but he pops to the corner and I'm running. He kind of waiting, you know, but he was an asshole. Joe Dumars, Finals MVP and a defensive anchor of the Bad Boy Pistons. This is the same guy who earned respect for making life tough on Michael Jordan himself. Dumars was known as one of the most disciplined and toughest defenders of his era, but even he admits Bird was a different kind of challenge because no matter what you did, Larry always had an answer.
If you turn your head and you don't rotate right on time, and whatever it was, those guys made you think it was him. Like he was a savant on the court, like just a savant, like 2 plays ahead on everything. And so, I was just talking about this maybe 3 or 4 days ago, how hard it was to go into Boston and beat a team when Bird is in front.
Then you had the inbounds pass that Bird steals that.
That goes back to my savant statement. Like, just knowing where to be, seeing what's happening, and anticipating, and boom, he jumps right in. Still.
Up next, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The man who stood as the NBA's all-time leading scorer for nearly 40 years. A 6-time champion, 6-time MVP, and the foundation of the Showtime Lakers dynasty. Famous for the unstoppable stylehood, Kareem went head-to-head with Larry Bird and the Celtics in some of the most iconic finals of the 1980s. In this clip, Kareem explains how Larry's mind for the game is simply unreal. And when a legend of Kareem's stature speaks in Bird, you know it carries the highest weight.
You've got to be kidding me. This is the most insane thing ever.
This shower head changed my life. If you haven't switched to ion,
Something like that.
So good, Michael Bird. People, I don't think people look at him and think, oh, he's a white guy, slow guy.
Chubby white guy, we wore us out. You know, but see, just this muscle here, the one between his ears, that was that's because he raided 3-pointers and he had assists and rebounded, steals. He was always at the right time on the court. One of the great players I had the opportunity to play with.
Reggie Miller was one of the coldest shooters and most clutch performers in NBA history. If anyone understands what it takes to hit big shots under pressure, it's Reggie. Known for silencing crowds and breaking hearts, he built his legacy on delivering on the biggest moments. That's why it's different when Reggie himself admits Larry Bird was on another level in the clutch. And this story right here shows exactly why.
And we're playing the Celtics in Marcus Square Arena at the time. And it was a close game, but they were going to end up winning. He's at the free throw line. And gamesmanship, and talking a little bit. I'm going to try to, throw off his rhythm, thinking I can throw off his rhythm. And as the official goes to give the guy the ball, go across the lane, like, hold up, go across the lane, and try to ice the shooter a little bit. I did that once, and then I kind of did it again, right? So he gets the ball to the official. Goes like, Reggie, are you freaking kidding me? Reggie, are you kidding me? I'm the best shooter this game has ever seen. You think you won't be able to ice me? And next one, wow. I walk to that side, Kevin McHale goes, yeah, that was kind of stupid of you to do something like that, right? I'm like, oh, shit. He's like, I am the best shooter this game. And he's saying it out loud for everyone to see. Oh my God, he's outing me at my home. In front of all my family and friends. I'm the best shooter this game has ever seen. Wow. Oh, shit. It's true. It is true.
Isaiah Thomas, a 2-time NBA champion and the fearless leader of the Bad Boy Pistons. One of the fiercest competitors of the 80s, Isaiah led a team built on toughness, defense, and intimidation. Yet, even with Detroit's physicality and defensive schemes, Bird always found ways to beat them. In this clip, Isaiah explains why he believes Larry Bird's game is so unique that it could transcend in any era of basketball.
If Larry Bird was playing today, he would still be the MVP of the league. And his team would still be winning championships. Now, why do I say that? Because we just watched the Joker, who is very similar to Larry Bird, take his Denver Nuggets team and win the championship. So if I look at these two players and if I'm saying they're similar, then Bird would probably win 2 or 3 championships in this era.
In this era right now.
Yeah. When Larry Bird caught the basketball, we were most afraid of him. And it's hard for young people to understand because those of us who was around in the 80s, who really got to see him and the Boston Celtics play, dude, he just didn't miss. And when he missed, you were shocked that he missed.
Yeah.
As I said before, like my mother-in-law named his jump shot Silent Death. Because when he shot it, it just looked like it just stayed in the air and just rolled and rolled.
So there you have it, 12 NBA legends, guys who battled Larry Bird night after night, and even some who played right alongside him, all saying the same thing. Larry Bird was impossible to stop. It didn't matter if you threw your best defender at him, doubled him, or tried to out-physical him. He always had an answer. With his mind, his fundamentals, his skill, and that unshakable confidence, Bird proved that greatness isn't about speed or vertical, it's about mastery. And with players like Kareem, Isaiah, Dominique, Reggie, and so many other Hall of Famers in their own right admit Larry Bird was different, you know the truth. Larry Legend wasn't just one of the best in his era. He was one of the greatest to ever touch a basketball, period. Now I want to know, what was your favorite clip? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Until next time.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy.
I've never seen anybody with handles like that.
There's not too many guys that I've played against. We switch a pick and roll, and I want to guard.
How you see that? He's like, I'm like, you know how many things you gotta look at to see if I'm gonna be driving this one, if I'm gonna be shooting this one? So I can just put my hand up like that and the ball will be right there.
You know what? When you talk about some of the flashiest players of all time, Jason Williams is very high on that list. He wasn't just a point guard, he was a showman, a basketball magician who played the game like it was his mixtape. Every time he touched the ball, you knew something crazy was about to happen. His no-look dimes, behind-the-back passes, and that legendary elbow pass weren't just for style. They were pure skill delivered with insane precision. His handles were next level, making defenders look lost when he glided down the court, turning basic plays into must-watch moments. He brought a street ball energy to the NBA that made the game fun, unpredictable, and straight up electric. But J. Will wasn't just all flash. He could actually hoop. He knew how to run an offense and played a key role in the Miami Heat's 2006 championship run, proving he could win at the highest level. Sure, he never put up superstar numbers or made the All-Star team, but stats do not tell the whole story. His influence on the game was huge, inspiring players you see today like LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, and anyone who's ever dreamed of playing with creativity and flair. In a league where most point guards play it safe, Williams broke that mold, showing that you could have fun, put on a show, and still be effective. He left behind highlights that are still talked about today, proving that sometimes
Capitan, what do you think Mr. Rubio is doing right now? If you listen very carefully on sonar, you can hear him screaming. Bye.
Dropping you the location shortly. These are all businesses known for money laundering. You know the drill by now. Clear out the dirty money men so we can fund the disassembly of the cartel's latest operation. I have to say, it's a pleasure doing repeat business with someone of your acumen. I am thoroughly ready for this. You know how often I retell the story of last time? Every morning to myself in the mirror. You are strong. You are worthy. We can wreck an entire cartel.
Dave, you know what you're talking about? The legend. You know, a lot of people don't use the word legend and don't really mean it, but when we say your name, you're a legend for real.
Listen here, it's not too many guys that I've played against. We switch a pick and roll, and I want to guard. Get fast. Like this dude right here will do something so creative to embarrass you out there. Like I didn't like to guard. In game.
Oh, this, look at this.
When you do moves, I consider Gary Payne one of probably the greatest point guards, defenders ever in the history of the NBA. Make him try to trip you. He got to use his legs and try to trip you to stop you. You know you should.
So I have to mention I really have fun playing with white chocolate in Miami. White chocolate is not split. I can just put my hand up like that and the ball be right there.
You know what?
Every time. Every time.
Jason Williams would never.
Shout out to white chocolate.
Right. He would never get the credit that's due as one of those point guards, but he was definitely flash of his time, and he definitely was one of the premier guards of his time. So shout to J Dub out there, man. I know I know people try to mix that up.
J Dub, I love you. You're underappreciated.
Right.
Great player.
White chocolate.
Well, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And tell me, what is your favorite Jason Williams highlight of all time? So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Until next time.
Did you lose a lot of money sports betting on DraftKings or FanDuel?
Point blank, I never seen him out play like he plays, and
You can include all of them. That wasn't Michael Jordan. That was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
It's just God disguised as Michael Jordan. This phrase, which captures the essence of Michael Jordan's career, has always resonated with me when discussing the legend around him. Granted that no one is a god, you have to acknowledge how much Jordan altered the landscape of basketball. He was performing something on the basketball court that had never been seen before. The admiration and love Bird and many others felt for Michael Jordan's basketball skills was mirrored in the statement, which became renowned. It's evidence of Jordan's influence on the game and his ability for near the physicality that was a part of the league.
But if you know who you are, you should get that as information. You can't hand check. You can't contest shots.
Really have to right now and see that shot. Get close to the basket, a lot more of your shots will go in.
So not too long ago, Anthony Edwards was interviewed and basically said that older generations didn't have any skills, and Michael Jordan was the only one in his era who had skills. This comment aggravated many NBA players who played in that era. That once Magic Johnson heard about it, he was quick to clap back by saying, "I never respond to a guy who never won a championship." And he has every right to say that because Magic Johnson is one of the most accomplished players in NBA history, with 5 championships and 3 MVPs, just to keep it short. So for Anthony Edwards to say that wild comment and disrespect every single NBA legend in that era is unbelievable. These NBA legends transformed how basketball was played, combining finesse with toughness and skill with high basketball IQ. Edwards is one of the most promising players in the league today, and he hasn't yet achieved what those legends accomplished. I never thought he would make a statement like that because today's NBA wouldn't exist without the groundwork those legends put in. So Edwards' comments about past generations got me thinking about some of the concerns NBA legends have with today's game and how their views highlight the changes and challenges in modern basketball. So I found clips of 15 NBA legends who share their problems with today's NBA. And after this video, I want you to comment if you agree with any of these legends' takes. So enjoy the video.
Man, honest, bro, I don't think anybody of this generation could have played like 20 years ago. If I'm being 100. And this is to Ant, this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step. You know what I'm saying to you? You couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that shit, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so fucking hard. It was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race of the high-paced game, right? But, bro, let's not talk about the gamemanship, and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. Real shit, because I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago. Straight up. The locker room was too grown. And you had to have that work. And you had to really work on your shit. There wasn't no, you was out 2-3 games, man. Your teammates, hey, bro, what you doing tonight? You going? I can't go, man. My toenail off, man. I can't. Nah, bro, you can't even come in here and lead no niggas like that. You hear me? Real shit. You had, man, it was men leading men.
Nobody in this era has a mid-range.
You couldn't get, nobody
in this era has a post-game.
And the ones that do look amazing. Look at Shea. Shea got a mid-range.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's only like a few of them.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 2 dribble, pull up.
Yeah, they don't
try to do. Okay, young fella, if you hear me, and then y'all exhaust the ball. Y'all are dribbling that air out of the ball. Y'all dribble the ball 100 times more than another nigga.
Level 1. Level 2.
I actually said this a couple of days ago on my Instagram feed, is that the mid-range game is being lost. Nowadays, what you're seeing, guys, pump fake and step sideways, on the three-point line, and you're making it a tougher shot than necessarily getting into the paint and get something mid-range. So I believe it's bad for our young kids to watch, because what I tell my boys, and I'm coaching the AU team currently, and I tell them, I want you guys to pay attention to what goes on in college. Play hard, learn from the NBA, the do's and the don'ts, but don't settle for threes. Like, I hate just shooting threes to start a game, because you want to kind of build your rhythm into it. Get to the free throw line, make some easy layups, and then the best time to shoot a three-pointer is off offensive rebound. And right now, it's like the first thing that players do, and we have some quality, skilled shooters from behind the arc, but I like to see the bigs have more footing back in the game because, you look at the big guys' field goal percentage, they're shooting, the best, a season maybe 60+%. And that's where a lot of times your bread and butter. And I think we've gone away from that. And I like to see it get back to that.
The rule changes that how they are now, or do you think there should be a little bit more balance to your era?
Well, I think there should be some balance.
Yeah.
I think it's really heavily weighted right now with the 3-point shot. I think it's really heavily weighted towards scoring. However it happens, whether it's 100 free throws, whether it's 43s or whatever, they just want to see the numbers go up. And I think that's a bad strategy.
Yeah.
The centers are largely gone. There's a few now that are kind of whopping on people because there's no other centers to play against.
Yeah.
But I like to see the balance. I like to see passing. There's been limited inside, outside, doing both. But right now, I think they want guys to be able to run free, not be touched, and show their talents. But I'm a believer if you're a player, you need to be able to play from the screen period.
I mean, too much one-on-one a lot of times for a lot of teams, which to me is really boring to watch. Play team basketball, pass, cut, move, make the defense make some freaking decisions, and play unselfishly, and that's kind of fun to watch. And play defense. Commit yourself to defense. You call me a purist, old school. No, this is the way the game was designed to be played. And it doesn't matter whether you're shooting threes or not. I mean, you adjust your defense, you adjust accordingly. You don't go under screens, you jump screens, you just take away the 3-point shot for a lot of people. I mean, you just play smart defense and make the other team have to earn what they're getting.
That was a lucrative effort.
Make sure they're
This is a solid fund to use on the rest of our planning efforts. The first leg of which I'll get to work on right now. I'll be in touch.
The defense. And that's a total breakdown in defense. So, I mean, it's not a complicated game. And yet they do make it complicated.
There's 45 points in today's game. If the way they play defense today, where you can't hand check, you can't contest shots, you got to come on the side. Jordan would have averaged 45, 50.
In today's game.
The point I was thinking, you allow great shooters freedom to roam, freedom with no hand check. You can't tell me if I got a clear sight at the rim, then it's going to be lights out, baby. But it's so hard to play defense in today's game because they allow the offense to go wherever they want.
If a team is getting beat by 25 points, and you've got your star player sitting over there laughing on the sideline, if I was the executive running that team, that person would be in my office the next day. And I want to know what's so damn funny. It's not, this is serious.
Is this the team losing or the team winning?
The team losing.
So if they're laughing over there.
I don't like that at all. I think it shows a disrespect for the game and for people playing it. But if you watch the NBA, it has changed so much over the years. It's about entertainment. Damn, the rules are so relaxed. Okay, they are just so relaxed. I think it's easier to score now than it's ever been in the history of basketball. And that's why we see the game changing a little bit, the three-point line changing.
If I average 30, I lost the scoring title to Kobe the year he averaged 35. I averaged 33. And I'm just thinking like, if I was to play in this area where it's wide open, if I can average 33 in a season, I'm going to just take it up to 43. I know 10 points more.
Gotta be. Well, what's he doing in this one?
Goddamn.
You have guys standing out there hitting threes that's really not three-point shooters. These players,
I'll take care of the
LSPD.
Leave it to me.
Developing their skills on the perimeter. You look at taller guys now, they're gravitating more to that three-point line, which it kind of baffles me more than anything, because it's a lower percentage shot, number one. Second, if you're physically menacing like a LeBron or a Joel Embiid, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of your man?
the guy that's guarding you, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of him down there on the block or closer to that basket? This is going to force teams to double and triple team you, which in turn, both of them are great passers. Which in turn, is defining for men. Who will get wide open threes. And I like playing the game that way. But I'm old school. I'm from a different era that we felt like that was one of the most effective ways. But now, from an analytics standpoint, I think people see it a lot differently.
I think the game has changed, definitely. But you still need players to still do the same thing. I think I'd still have to play defense, and I still have to be able to score. You still need someone to block shots and protect the rim. But I was a player that did both. I played defense, and then I still went down the other end and I scored. You still need people to rebound both ends. You still need people to block shots. So I was able to do both, and I could shoot. I just didn't shoot out to the 3-point line the way that bigs shoot now, but I was capable of doing it. In my era, I remember when I first came to Georgetown, Coach Thompson, we played Virginia.
With Ralph Sampson.
Ralph took a shot from about the top of the key right here, the top of the free throw line right here. And I came down and took one from the free throw line, and Coach Thompson called timeout. He cursed me out. Said, "Son, get your butt into the paint." But now it's a different era. It's a different era. Bigs now they want to shoot threes. And it's that's the way the game has progressed. And people, when I was in the NBA, people are always asking me, where are the centers? And now the centers are the ones out there shooting threes, and the guards are the ones that are posting up.
The government is banning these $29 adaptive glasses next month. And this is your last shot to get the original military-grade version. There's a new next-gen vision system out there.
Off the ball in a playoff game. Getting grabbed and held by Marcus Smart. They're attached to him at all times. Then when I watch Larry Bird come off the pin down and no one's within 5 feet of him and they're shooting the gap. You're telling me one is more physical than the other? You're telling me that's more physical? Steph Curry being grabbed and held for 48 minutes?
First of all, Ray don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm going to say it, right? I agree. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm like, what basketball was you watched? The physicality that was a part of the league. Hey, look, when you can put your hand on that hip and make him go a certain way, you can put that elbow in his chest to slow him up, which we call slowing a guy up when you're coming down the lane. So how many guys can deal with that type of pressure? And for J.J. Redick, who played this game, I'm very disappointed that he said something so stupid. It's a thing you have a problem. Bird was a big guy who got bumped all the time. Played around the basket more than guards played around the basket. So I don't understand the logic in him saying that. When clearly those big guys, even to the big guys today, they get touched a little bit more than little guys because they're around the basket. So it just don't make sense when this is the thing I hate the most. We had our time. It was a great time. It's their time now. Yes. But don't crap on us to prove your point. Because it doesn't make sense. It's not valid. But same thing, they look at Sam and myself. Oh, the big old guys shit. Hate. No, wait, no, what? I don't hate on these guys. You're responding right. Yeah, you're not. I don't hate on these guys. These guys are great. I just don't like the disrespect. And to say that about Larry Bird, and less physicality, it's stupid. Yeah. Back MVP. It's just a stupid comment to make. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with Steph Curry or Larry. It's the content.
Exactly. We just broke down
It doesn't make sense. And he should know better than that. And I don't care what you feel about me, what his problems might be, but when I hear that, I'm like, you really don't know, do you?
Young kids today don't learn how to shoot hook shots because everybody is so enamored with the three-point shot. So the kids, they don't want 2 points. They don't want to work with their back to the basket. That's not cool. They want to go out there in the stratosphere and shoot three-pointers. I didn't think that worked for the longest time. That did not work as solid basketball strategy
But now, when we have the time, when we have people like Stephen Curry who can shoot the ball, he can. I never see anybody shoot like that. I'll give you an explanation. They showed Stephen shooting 100 three-point shots in practice. He made 92 out of 100 from the three-point arc, including 77 in a row. This is just practicing, right? So anybody that can shoot like that is on a different plane from all the guys that I played against and the people that I saw when I first started watching the game in 1960. I never seen anybody shoot the ball like that. And if that is the becoming talent level of NBA players, they're going to be forgetting a lot about the guys that played in my era and the earlier eras of the NBA because the talent level of the guys playing now has really risen. But they're not teaching the young kids how to score in the paint with their back to the basket, and therefore they don't. A lot of them don't get to learn the hook shot, and they don't get to realize that if you get close to the basket, a lot more of your shots will go in.
Just because Dirk is 7 feet tall and he's a great shooter, just because Kevin Durant is 7 foot and he's a great shooter, that don't mean all you other 7 foot dumbers should be out there shooting jumpers. And I want to make it clear, I'm not the old man get off my lawn. There's a couple reasons why I think it's stupid to play like that. Because number one, you take your size advantage out the game. Why do I want Carl Towns, Anthony Davis? Why do I want guys who are physically bigger and stronger? Why did I want them out on the perimeter? That helps me as a defender. Instead of trying to stop one of the big guys, they're going to shoot jumpers. And listen, let's be real. How many great big guys, jump shooters there are? Now, and you have to, Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki, those guys are anomaly. I'm talking about big guys. But I don't understand why you would take your physical advantage away. Because number one, now big guys don't even get in foul trouble because they're out on the perimeter. One of the weaknesses of Joel Embiid's game, he's one of the most talented players we have in the NBA. If I'm guarding Joel Embiid, I'm on 5'9" and he's shooting threes. I can't stop him at the post. He's going to draw a double team and get you wide open threes, or he's going to get you in foul trouble. But when he shoots threes, I guarantee the defender's like, man, that was so easy.
And now, 15, 20 years later, you got guys shooting threes. It's cute. It's not something I would do. And somebody asked me the other day, oh, Shaq couldn't play today. But you're not paying attention. I am playing today. My name is Greek Freak. I was the first big guy to take you coast to coast. Oh, you don't remember? Check this play out. I play just like Greek Freak. Take it off the glass. High percentage shots. High percentage shots. I shoot a three every now and then, so I would actually love to play in this game. It's less physical. I would bring a little bit more physicality. I would bring my length. I would bring my athleticness, and I'd be Greek Freak. Before you say Shaq can't play in this era today, I'm already playing. My name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. However you pronounce it. It's a negative person to look at it. It's critical.
I dare you to let me build you a free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world.
But if you know who you are, you should look at it as information. And I've said this many times. Like if I look at him and say he shouldn't have took that shot, he's either going to say, okay, I'm going to keep taking it and make it this time or shut you up, or he's going to listen to what I'm saying. Like, you know what, maybe I should step in. Not making fun. Don't need to make fun. When I give you information, I'm giving it to you raw. I'm giving it to you like I would give it to you if we was playing. If I was playing with him and he took a crazy shot while I'm in the post, I would say, Trey, don't take that shot. Right? But again, as a player, you know who you are. So, watch this. We hit 5 in a row. I can't tell you. What the big man is saying. He's won 4 championships, so you know what? Maybe he's right. So, a negative person, I look at it, oh, he's hating. I can't hate. Giving you information. When I always learned about criticizing, especially from players that's been there and done that. If you've been there and done that, I'll listen to you, right? And if you do criticize me, I will listen to that and see if there's some truth into it.
Michael, I was just at Michael Jordan's 60th birthday party. He pulled me to the side. And you know, we talked about that for 30 straight minutes. Back in the day, you guys played every game. We want to play every single game. We couldn't wait to get out there on the court. And it's about your ego, your passion, your love for the game. It's about those fans who, like you said, pay their hard-earned money to watch you play this game of basketball. And then we get paid to play something that we love. I mean, so you got to get out there. And last but not least, it's about your team, where you stand. You're losing games when you sit out. Yes. And so I dislike it. I hope they get rid of it. And for the fans and for the organization and for the overall health of the game.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and tell me, do you agree with any of these legends' takes on today's NBA? So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Until next time. The GOAT debate has been going on for years. Michael Jordan or LeBron James. Everybody has an opinion, but the truth is, only a few people really know what greatness looks like up close. The legends who actually played the game. Jordan's side of the story is clear. 6 rings, 6 tries, the ultimate competitor. He made winning look automatic. For a lot of people, that's the end of the conversation right there. But then you got LeBron. He's the all-time scoring leader. He's played in more finals than most franchises, and he can do everything on the court. Pass, score, defend. He's built to last, and he's proved it. Fans argue about it every day, but when you hear from NBA legends, guys who face Jordan, who went head-to-head with LeBron, who share the court with both, it just hits different. Some of them swear by MJ's killer instinct. Others say LeBron is the most complete player we have ever seen. So in this video, we're not just talking opinions. We're hearing from 15 legends who know the game better than anyone else. And when they weigh in, you start to realize this isn't just about numbers or rings. It's about...
This man either says the wildest shit I've ever heard or something genius. Listen, before they take this down.
So your head don't be hurting? No, I don't have. I'm not acidic, and I don't have parasites in my body. That's the parasite, the Candida, making you eat because they live off sugar. Like when you get the craving sugar, and you want a sweet tooth. You got a sweet tooth, and I want something sweet. That be it. Parasites in your body. How you get parasites? Oh.
He was almost like MJ on steroids.
I mean, just a certified maniac killer. MJ is in a class by himself.
I said, man, Michael and Kobe, they're mean guys.
Shot here. Seconds. For the win.
Long run out by Kobe Bryant.
Just see out.
A-Logs against the Jordan. Jordan for the circle, puts the shot in the air. The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
When you talk about the greatest to ever play this game, one name always stands at the top: Michael Jordan. The fire, the skill, the relentless will to win. He set the standard. And for years, people searched for the next Jordan. They wanted that same aura, that same killer instinct. Plenty tried, but only one man truly came close: Kobe being Bryant. Kobe wasn't just influenced by Jordan. He studied him like a textbook. The footwork, the fadeaway, the competitive obsession. He mirrored MJ's moves, but it wasn't imitation. It was transformation. He took what Jordan built and made it his own, carrying a legacy into a new era. You look at his highlights, his mannerisms, even the way he chewed.
11, actually. So we back here. I'm like, God. I would watch. I was like, damn.
T-Mac was all 5. He was Kobe had all the skills and all the athleticism, but he was 6'9".
You can't name 75 players better than Tracy McGrady, man.
I'll average easily 35, 40 points a game.
Here comes Martin. Takes it up again. McGrady did not just do that.
He's moving
mandatory or unforeseen. With this impressive LinkedIn agility switch or something, right? When you got to Orlando, it was like I had to guard you, and you had figured it out. And it's nothing worse than when somebody not figured your plan out. So, yeah, man, it was like what I thought. Because I think one time I actually got a piece of, I got a piece. I used to have this high release.
And I jumped high.
And you jumped high. You and McDice probably just off a regular jump. Like a lot of people don't even notice. Like on your turnaround, Joe, you don't even know how high you, on top of you 6'11", Max. So it's all the way back here. I'm like, God. I would watch. I was like, damn. Then Phil was like, yo, you gotta contest this guy. And then it was just. I'm just trying to contest at that point. But I can always remember going into I probably guarded you for what, 4 years.
Yeah.
And then I got off that.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
we switched.
He was sliding them puppies, man.
Sliding the
Trying to
puppies,
use that
reaching.
leg.
He had a lot. You know what? You don't get enough credit. Your handle.
Yeah.
Man, you don't get enough credit for your handle. You don't get enough credit for your quick moves. A lot of people don't know. Matt might catch it on the elbow. You know he gonna little boy everybody. Might just turn his shit.
What was it when you got to Orlando? Since we talking about Mac, like getting there and seeing he didn't left Toronto and now he became T Mac.
How long it takes a beginner like my dad to go from beer belly to get ripped again with Tai Chi.
How old is your father?
He is 50.
Like what? Like because so you just played. You played with Kobe, then you played with MJ. Now you get here, you see this different type of animal. Like what was that like after being with those two guys again, walking in yet another 2/3, whatever you want to call it, like dynamo, just cold. Like how was that?
Yo, what you need? All right, shit. See you later.
So the crazy story about T Mac, we played against the Wizards, and Jared Jeffries.
Brothers sliding through 54th and nobody outside. They also catch a victim in HSG 600, a known dangerous hood in the streets of TV3. 187th beating a op down after catching him loafing.
Yo, Shy, I sent you a text on Xbox. My let reset the stream real quick. Might text my mom right now, man. Fake and see. She probably sleep. I ain't gonna care. I know it. Yeah. Damn. I knew she was gone. Might just text her and see. That's what me. What was I about to say? I don't know, I'm gonna just have to stream real quick.